So some time ago, I did a 10 tips guide to jumpstarting your financial services career. So since that was some time ago, I feel it is apropos to rehash that topic just a little bit. There's a lot of things changing. We got the pandemic that happened. We have all types of things that have happened in regards to social changes. And I think all this has a trickle-down effect on the financial services industry. So it's probably good that you know what is actually going to set you apart if you're going to travel this path as a career changer or an aspiring financial professional, to know what will allow you to be successful. You got things like advice changing for people of color and women. You have robo-advisors. You have consolidation of firms and fee consolidation or fee compression. That's what it's called. So I want to weave all those things into probably 3 things that I think you need to concentrate on in order to be successful. Developing yourself. How does this work? Well, let's use an analogy. Would you think that a bodybuilder would only work out 30 minutes a day, eat whatever they want, whenever they want, and get the type of the results that they would want as a person trying to define and sculpt their body? Absolutely not. Sometimes I have a hard time working out just 30, 40 minutes a day, and then I'm, sometimes mad at the results I get. Here's the point. As a career changer, as an aspiring financial professional, you're just like a bodybuilder trying to, add 2 inches to your bicep or, 3 inches to your waist, or not 3 inches to your waist. That would probably be the opposite way. But you know what I mean. The point is, if you're trying to do something that you have never done before, you're starting from scratch. Your start from scratch point starts with developing yourself, surrounding yourself with a community of people that will hold you accountable, with coaching, with mentorship. This is something that I talk about in my 10 tips guide, video and the guide, all available free inside of the Jumpstart community, which you can find down below. But here's my point. Don't underestimate the amount of time that it's going to take to develop your mindset and be aware of what is the thing that you're getting yourself into. How are you going to show up for clients? What are you going to be telling them? You got to kind of start thinking about yourself 5 years down the road. This time will pass where you're trying to get a job, or you're trying to get people to notice you, or you're trying to pass the CFP or some other exam. That will pass. You will then be in the industry, and the cement that needs to be poured for you to grow and be successful is all about developing yourself right now. All right, the second key to this is going to be expanding your knowledge. Now, many of you are going to gravitate directly to the CFP, which I get. I totally get it. There's a level of competence and prestige and just a whole lot that goes with having the CFP. I have the CFP. However, before you gravitate there, I'm talking about more of developing your body of knowledge, your industry depth, your knowing about different figures or different key personnel or industry leaders in this industry, so that you can be able to talk shop and it doesn't seem weird and awkward. There's actually a book list that I've recommended for all aspiring financial advisors that I recommend that you peruse through, maybe add some to your library, over time. You can get that down in the show notes. Here's my point. There's endless podcasts. There are, magazines, trade journals. There are professional organizations with discussion groups. There's all types of things that you can be using besides just the CFP curriculum. I get that. However, you have capacity for more. So I want you to do more, right? You study for your CFP, how many ever hours a day, then go listen to a podcast, or something like that gives you another, let's say, bead on something or another perspective on something besides just the academic book knowledge. I think when you're sitting in an interview across from a decision maker or a firm owner, you're going to want to be able to talk about other things in the industry besides what goes into a GRAT or a GRUT, or how to form an estate, or what the last tax law is. That's going to be a pretty boring conversation. You need to add to that by expanding your knowledge. Last but not least, let's talk about increasing your opportunity set. Now, most of you are probably going to go like opportunity set, and it's okay. I was born in 1976, so we use terms like this. You're probably more familiar with a term called networking, but I want to take networking a step further, because some of you may think networking is going to LinkedIn, typing up my name or whoever's name, and pressing connect or invitation to connect, and then doing nothing else afterwards except for asking for stuff. That's not networking. Let me tell you how you need to really do it, how to break it down. Let me just spend some time here to help you. If I were you and there was a person like Dominique I would say, wow, this guy's putting out content every week, whatever. What I would do is I would follow him first on a platform like LinkedIn or wherever, and I would start to look at his content. I would start to comment on the content saying, hey, Dominique, I saw that you were saying this about the career or this about career changes the other week. Really appreciate the info. It's helped a lot. Do you have any other videos talking about that topic? I might do that once or twice, then reach out. Why is that? Because at the end of the day, this is all about moving to the front of the line and allowing people to remember you. Somebody that's twice as busy as me is probably never going to give you the time of day or not connect with you as readily as I do. But myself, I'm probably getting, a couple of dozen inbound requests for connections on all the platforms that I'm on every week. And it's very, very hard to keep up with all that. But if I have a conversation, digital or otherwise, with somebody that's saying, hey, that video that you said on this really, really struck me this particular way, or it seems like you talk a lot about this. Do you have another video on this? Because I had an interesting take on that. That produces what is called glue, ladies and gentlemen. And that glue allows most humans, at least this human, to remember you. And when you bring up, or when we have a conversation later in line or later in life, then I can remember what we talked about before. And it just helps solidify. It's called relationship building, basically. So what I don't want you to do is just to spam people to death with a bunch of connection requests, especially people that are firm owners or decision makers. We want to kind of ease into that relationship just a little bit. And I think that will really, really help expand your opportunity set. At the end of the day, like I said before, this is all about moving to the front of the line. If there's multiple choices and I'm a decision maker with 1 or 2 seats in my firm, do you want to be first or do you want to be 7th? Because the 7th person doesn't really get considered, right? Expanding those opportunity sets, better than networking. And I'll just say this in parting. I anticipate a lot of you may have got this video title a little mixed up with what I was going to say and possibly been thinking about, okay, he's going to give me these tips on taking the CFP exam or blah, 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 blah. And here's the deal. This is the truth, ladies and gentlemen. After 20 plus years in this industry, I wish somebody would have told me that, Dominique, by default, you're going to arrive at the technical competency that you're seeking and that you think is so important. What you really need to do is develop Dominique the man, Dominique the person. Develop yourself. Have a philosophy about something. Be able to communicate that clearly. Expand your knowledge. Be able to talk about more than just the academia of the CFP and the estate plans and the taxes and all that kind of stuff. Be able to understand industry trends and weave those into the narrative of the conversation that you're having with whoever. And last but not least, be able to network or expand those, increase those opportunity sets with people by connecting with them in a meaningful way and allowing yourself to be memorable. That's what I wish somebody would have told me, but I'm sharing that with you because you're going to be that next generation elite superhero type Marvel, financial professional. And I would love to hang out with you inside of the free community Jumpstart. Look down in the show notes. We would love to have you. Take care. See you later. Bye-bye.